a sudden drop in... Yes. No. No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes. No. Oh, you're right. No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes. No. Oh, you're right. Actually in... No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes. Discord. No. Oh, you're right. Actually in... No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes. Discord. No. Oh, you're right. Actually in... No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes. Discord. No. Oh, you're right.
I can also switch
No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes.
because my connection has gone.
Discord.
And it is.
Oh, you're right.
I can also switch
No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes.
because my connection has gone.
Discord.
And it is.
Oh, you're right.
I can also switch
No, I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Yes.
because my connection has gone.
Discord.
7? Has what?
50.
Jeez. Sorin's got like 36.
Me was squishy.
30?
I had the
36.
live stream open up at the same time, and I didn't realize that's why I was having weird feedback things going on.
And Cubla's got 38.
38.
Aiden has
Yeah.
50.
When the sorcerer is
Cubla's got
tankier
38.
than our original tank.
Aiden has 50. Our original tank
When the
also
sorcerer
dodges
is
like a
tankier
38.
than our original tank. Oh, Sorin also got
Yeah.
heal moderate wounds as one of his
Our
abilities.
original tank
When the
also dodges
sorcerer
like
is
a
tankier...
dodge.
I keep laughing picturing him doing this.
Although my AC is shit. So.
Oh, wow. Oh, jeez.
I have like 32 hit points.
I've got 52.
I'm the squishy.
I'm not the second tankiest member of the team.
Okay. Now, I have Discord open. I have the recording going. Things seem to be going okay. Let's do this thing. Alright.
Darvan.
So Darvan, on this 2-week break, has had the issue that the town has been without a healer because the town's normal healer was part of the first adventuring team where everybody got killed. So, as long as he's been dressed in his cleric garb, everywhere he has gone, he's had people come up to him, "Sir Healer, can I have just a moment of your time, please? I need your help with this and that." And none of it's been really big because it hasn't been long enough that anything serious has developed. But he has seen more boils, bites, scratches, and stings than anybody really needs to see. Especially the boils, and especially some of them.
That's not a boil.
So he's been dogged from one side of the town to the other especially by the mothers of the town who are like, "My 2-year-old has fallen over and now I'm afraid she's dying," and kind of thing. And so at one point he's actually changed clothes. He went to the store and bought some different clothes so that he doesn't appear like a healer anymore, so that people will leave him alone. One plus of this, though, is he has had so much practice in healing, and healing in groups to try and make everybody happy so that they'll just leave him alone, that his channel energy is actually stronger now, and he heals 3d6.
Yay!
I just liked the idea of him, like, hiding in the alleys to try and hide from people. Who would like to go next?
I would.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorin. We're at the Red Dragon Inn, right?
Well, you guys are... The Red Dragon Inn is more tavern. But there's a few different inns to stay in.
Right now.
It would be really funny if we were at the Red Dragon Inn.
Like right now?
Yeah, like where we met up.
Yeah.
So, are you talking about, like, right after everybody splits up? Because everybody kind of goes to do their own thing.
No! Well, we were probably telling the other party members what we did.
Oh, true. This could kind of be like that. You guys
We met up and we're like, hey, this is what we did for the 2 weeks we were away from each other. That's kind of what I thought we were doing.
That works. To have it be an in-game telling of what's going on. You can treat it either way.
Okay.
If you have stories that your characters wouldn't want to admit to everybody else, you can just tell us what happened. Darvan probably didn't just say this one. He probably went, I got better at healing. And didn't say anything about the time that the teenage girl chased him down the alleyways trying to get him to heal zits.
Well done.
Yeah, he's like, no, I just studied healing. That was my main thing that I did. Got a lot of practice, helped a lot of people out. Good deeds, you know. Good deeds.
So, Soren's like, so, funny story. We happen to be a very antisocial group of people, so I decided I'd come to town and work on my people skills that were non-existent, really. And I chose here, actually, for a while, to figure out what I could do, and I was talking with the bartender. And...
who actually can have a name if we're doing Red Dragon Inn.
yeah.
The wedge.
No, the new Red Dragon Inn pack.
That's right.
Okay. Do this.
Let's see,
Give me
the
a sec.
the new pack added... Scroll, damn it.
Roll faster.
Probably Warthorn Redbeard, the owner. I could see him doing a lot of the bartending.
Well, it was kind of like the wench type role, but that works. And Soren's
So,
like,
flirting with the wench?
no, remember I was going to do a random chance die.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, I was talking with the bartender and, making polite conversation with him, and he started really getting into it. I don't even know what he was so excited about, and I don't even know he like tried to hug me and stuff, and it was really weird.
Darvan
But luckily,
stares
I
at
think I got
Sorin.
better about talking to people. I think I was a little bit too successful.
He kind of sighs.
Success.
So yes,
Sorin is officially
Sorin
our
unintentionally
thing.
flirted with the bartender.
Darvan just shakes his head.
Hey! I was in a mountain for like 50 years.
No, that's not what I'm rolling my eyes about. You flirted with the bartender. That's why he
did?
was so friendly. He thought you were flirting with him.
I was?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Inez comes up and she's dragging this bag full of stuff. She has new wings that she's been fashioning all this time, and she has apparently done nothing but craft shit.
it's like wham on the table. Presents.
She brings the egg next to her. She's like clutching onto it, and she's like, "This is Tad. We've named him Tad."
You named the egg.
Yes! Tad Cooper. Anyway.
Named
Darvan
the
raises an eyebrow.
Inez is
Sorin's
like,
Hi, Tad.
I can name it if I want to. So she pulls stuff out and she says, Zenra, I'm sorry. All I could do was put my spell on your weapon, but we managed that. So you have a cool new weapon with the thing that is in roll 20 right now. So it, of course, exudes divine fury. You get a +2 morale bonus on intimidate checks. And when you... Yep.
The way that one worked is Inez grabbed Darvan and got him to help. It is a glyph applied to the weapon. The spell is active, and you can actually use the spell has a thing where you can choose to discharge the effect. That can still work, but it deactivates for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a daily power now.
Basically.
Alright. I'm going through the things I have.
And Darvan probably was like, I helped with that one.
Yeah,
You never told me thank you.
and Inez goes, I brought you a present! She gives him another set of glasses.
Darvan's like, just stares at her. I don't need glasses!
Inez is like, my glasses are cool, and these tell you where the fuck your allies are.
Did this get the higher success, you said?
I told you
On the
my
roll?
success rate. They were all over 20.
Okay. This one's actually pretty cool. If he's wearing them, he knows where everybody else is. Since...
So that would involve him wearing them.
Yes, that is step 1. He shoves them in his bag with the other glasses that you've made for him.
Inez pulls out a little compass, and she goes, I wasn't trying to make this, but Aiden, I think you're gonna find this one cool. So she holds the compass and goes, that will find you the most interesting door we haven't opened in the area.
It will find the closest door that you haven't opened yet.
Yep.
And it has to... It's like, if it's been opened by somebody else, it will still tell you that this is a door that you have not opened yet.
Yep. It's a door finding compass.
It does not tell you if that door is safe, or not trapped, or if there's big scary things behind it waiting to bite your head off. It just tells you that you have not opened it yet.
Yep.
So it will always point to the closest door you have not opened.
Yep.
So, okay, I'm laughing a little bit because all I just pictured was the compass in Legend of Zelda games where it dings anytime there's a key or a treasure.
Yep.
Only whenever there's a door you have to open. You imagine having that in Legend of Zelda?
Can you imagine having that in a town? Ding, 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 ding.
Inez gives a whistle to Sorin and goes, so I know Cubla follows us everywhere, but sometimes we tell her to stay and we want her to come later. So...
Michelle.
Mhm.
You realize Sorin has a whistle, right? With him?
No. Because we've never used it.
We actually just used it in the dragon.
I actually used it
Michelle?
in the dragon fight.
Michelle, did you decide it was you were... Because I was... No. Because I said that you could work with Cubla or Sorin.
Yep.
Did you want to do that or do something else?
I have a better thing, now that I thought of it. Yeah, I want to work with Cubla, but I want to reverse the effect.
That she can summon Sorin?
Yep.
That's a bad idea.
Okay, that would be... What I'm gonna say is that you've pulled out a whistle. You've designed a whistle that a snow leopard can use. That's the crafting part of it. In order to make it work, Cubla is... Well, either Cubla or Sorin is going to need to make a roll. Either Cubla rolls... Kind of want to say handle animal just to be funny. Or Sorin rolls perception.
When they use it?
Nope, right now.
Right now.
Heaven help me if Cubla rolls handle animal.
Or you could roll both for the lulz.
I want to see. It's positive! Woohoo!
What?
It's positive! Woohoo! Just got a -2! Okay, we got the lulz part done. I did that for the humor.
Yep.
And for your note, Zeke rolled a 6 plus a -2.
So 6 minus 2.
Yes. You said perception?
I approve.
Perception for Sorin.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, that was
Yay!
So when...
Holy cow.
This is a thing that Cubla can... I'm gonna say that it's around her neck when she has it on her. Long enough that she can pretty easily get it into position to blow on it. When she blows on it, nobody hears anything except for Sorin. And Sorin here, it's a pretty whistle, but it is a whistle. And I'm smiling because I just have this image of Cubla grinning. And then every 5 minutes, whistle, whistle,
Cubla.
whistle,
Cubla.
whistle.
Cubla. Cubla.
What's the range
Range?
on the whistle?
Of sound.
Oh, I'm gonna say... What would a good... So... Probably in clear ground, maybe a 1/10 of a mile.
Okay, cool.
My computer's been updating so long it's gone to a black screen.
And then Inez...
We'll have to handle it on a case-by-case basis. Oh, I wanted to say one thing. I meant to say it earlier. Adin, the compass is currently pointing at the back door of the Red Dragon Inn, through the staff area at the back door.
Okay. And Inez goes, and then she pulls out of the bottom of this bag this pink glowing rubber duck. And she goes, I don't know what the fuck this is, but I found it and I'm keeping it.
What?
Sorin, roll a knowledge religion and a knowledge nature.
Holy jeez, Sorin. Okay, good.
Okay.
Man, you really sucked at that roll.
Sorin, this feels like it has the touch of Saerenrae on it. Just a light one. However, the fact that it is ever so faintly glowing pink may have told you that also. As for
I
what
want
it...
to know, out of character, that Michelle had wanted this to be a mushroom spirit finder.
Yes. Your knowledge nature tells you that this is related to something that you know. Something that you've run into, but you're not quite sure. Maybe it's spirits? And you're like suddenly suspicious. Does this have something to do with mushroom spirits?
Yeah, it's like, Inez, Does that have something to do with mushroom?
Anybody that wants to try to figure out what the item can do can roll Knowledge Arcana.
You ready for another laugh-worthy roll? Whoa, that's actually positive!
Meow.
Does this include
Hey.
Sorin?
Yeah, anybody that wants to roll to try and figure out what the hell it is.
I'm a barbarian.
Sorin. Wow. Wow, Sorin.
Hey, Cubla! That thing's magic.
Meow?
You're not
Wide-eyed look.
Hey, Sorin! That thing is not the least bit magic.
Oh, yeah. He's like, yeah. That's not important.
Inez, that thing can detect mushroom spirits.
Yay!
So, that's actually kind of funny. As Inez is like, hey, guess what?
It detects mushroom spirits!
And Sorin's
No,
like,
it doesn't. That's not magical in the least.
We should take it to that farmer and see where he's keeping the mushroom
Sorry,
spirits.
am I some sort of number for my Knowledge Arcana bonus? I rolled a 12.
you probably have at least a 5.
I have a 1. I think I have a 1 intelligence modifier.
I'd imagine you'd have ranks in it, though.
Maybe 1 or 2. So
You're
And it
good,
would probably be a
because
class skill.
you're above...
So, like 4 or 5.
You'd be above a 15, so I'd say that you're like... That's definitely magical, and it's meant for detecting something. Spirits?
it's meant for detecting something. Spirits?
No, it's not magical. What are you guys talking about?
It's touched by Saerenrae, but it's not
have
magical.
You guys, have you guys been around mushroom spirits or something? Because you guys are really being weird.
Sword. I know magic when I see it.
Are you sure?
Yes!
I'm
Or are
absolutely
you totally sure?
Inez is like,
I'm a sorcerer!
Oh, I thought you were an archer.
Darvan just shakes his head. Have we gotten to the end of your magical bag of toys?
yep, those are all my magical toys.
Most people seem happy to have received them. Let's see. So that's Darvan and Sorin. And did you say? No, we're taking turns, one each.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cubla has some too, right?
But she can't really share them.
True. You can tell us what she did, though. She can't share them, but
obviously, I'm going to do the Cubla version real fast, okay?
Hmm.
Meow, 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 meow.
With added,
Yeah.
and every once in a while pausing to blow the whistle.
Yes. Which is always accompanied by a Cubla!
I can just see Sorin going, I'm gonna keep that until we get into dangerous things or split up. Let me know when you need it. Shove it in pocket.
Meow. 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 Meow.
So what's one of the things Cubla did?
Okay, so she and Sorin split up because she did not like what he was doing. He was spending time in town, and she does not like town. So she went off around the town and was like, okay, is there anything tasty? And so she's going around town, and all of a sudden she runs into this like large dog, and she's like, what? And the dog's like, cat! And thus she spent like a good afternoon getting chased by a dog all around town, scaring all of the townspeople because there's a snow leopard that's running around. She practiced some parkour. It was good.
I'm sure there was a giant mess, because, like, leaping up to the
Oh, yeah.
rooftop, the
She
dog,
was-
that whole thing, like, dog bursts through marketplace, upending stalls and sending fruit flying everywhere. And
Cubla's nice enough she's not doing it, but the dog is not so thoughtful. So she's like running lightly, gonna leap up on this roof to dodge the stuff, and the dog's like, boom! Gonna knock the stuff over because there's a cat. There's a cat. It ended up getting stopped when she finally found Sorin. What?
Boof.
Oh, yes.
hey, Sorin, roll a chance die.
Okay. Is that a d20?
Yep.
9.
9. So
9.
I'm assuming this is sometime after you had your interlude with the bartender. All of a sudden, at that point, you were walking through the streets, and Cubla, like, drops down from the roof beside you, and you hear just this woof, 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 from a couple streets over. Woof, 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 as the dog loses track. Now, around the corner skids one of the local law people, and he tears around the corner, sees Cubla, and looks up at you and is like, "You! Are you the owner of that thing?"
I wouldn't say owner, but I am the druid.
Are you responsible for it and the giant mess it just left in the market?
She's very loudly proclaiming her innocence of any and all of that mess. That was the dog! The dog did the mess!
2 other members of the law skid around the corner, crossbows at the ready. They point them at Cubla, but do not fire.
Sorin's like, can you not shoot her?
Well, are you going to cover the damages that your cat did?
What damages?
A kind of gestures for them to come over. Lead you around the edge of the building and into the biggest giant chaos in the market you have ever seen in your life. And just kind of gestures at it.
Cubla, did you do that?
Innocent look.
Emphatically.
There was a dog, but it was chasing your cat. She may not have done the damage personally, but is definitely at least half responsible for it. And you...
Well, if she's half responsible for it, the owner of the dog would be half responsible for it too.
He just kind of raises an eyebrow and goes, "Yes, and we will be contacting him. However, you are here, and I want to know, are you going to help with the damages, or are we going to have to deal with your cat?" I don't think you would like.
I will help with the damages. But you have to let me know.
So, there's 2 things you can do at this point. You can help with the cleanup, which will lessen the fine.
Yeah.
And take probably the rest of that day and the entire next day.
Yeah.
Or you can just pay monies.
No, Sorin will help.
Okay, so pretty much a full day and a half of your time is used up doing that, and the fine ends up being 50 gold pieces. And your cat is not allowed in town anymore unless leashed.
She's like, oh dear. She's so going to love that.
Cranky kitty.
So that's Cubla's excitement.
She had Sorin tells some of that. to the party.
Because Sorin knows about some of that.
Yes. For some reason, she got chased by a dog.
Is that
I-
what Cubla's on a leash?
Yeah.
Who's happy about this?
She's thrilled.
Saerenrae, what's something that you did? And Darvan will actually ask that. He's like, well, that kind of sucked. What'd you do, Saerenrae? Other than get a
Actually,
thing on your weapon.
clean up that.
What?
I actually helped clean up with that mess that Cubla made.
Kind of hard to miss
No.
that chaos unless you weren't in the town that day.
Yeah,
Quite chaos.
she actually been spending a fair amount of time around town just helping out, getting cats out of trees, lifting wagons.
Saerenrae is becoming something of a popular local hero in the town. The merchants have been giving her 10% discounts on everything, and after the first couple days, she hasn't had to pay for any of her meals. People are just like, no, you've been doing a lot of good for us. You go ahead, take it. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Too bad the rest of your party's not so helpful, but thank you for your help.
Well, Darvan's been a healer.
I was busy.
Help.
Sorin was going around and talking to people. That's more than he normally does.
Shit just doesn't make itself on its own.
Well, what about you, Adin?
Well, I'm going to take one straight from your suggestions.
Okay.
And that would be Adin may or may not have had a one-night stand.
Blasphemy.
A knight was running through town, and Adin went over and leapt and stood on him and balanced, flourishing, while the knight rode through the town, and you stood on him?
I could actually see Adin doing that, but
And declaiming in a loud voice, I am having a one-night stand!
The knight thinking he's gonna kill you.
that sounds more like a bard joke than anything.
Sorcerer, bard, not that much difference.
So is Adin going to tell the story of the one-night stand, or is that a secret he's keeping?
He'll keep that secret.
So he just goes, it's been pretty boring. However, tell us about this one-night stand.
I haven't given much thought. All I know is that he did it.
Oh, okay.
Did he do it with someone from the Red Dragon Inn?
Prostitute laughed at his dick.
Okay, I'll give my best shot at this. So, Adin decided to have a get involved drinking at the Red Dragon Inn one night. Dangerous activity. And I'm going to bet he met the girl at his table. They got bragging. The two of them got bragging over whose adventures were cooler. They ended up drinking and they ended up sleeping.
Okay. So it sounds like this is
As
also an adventurer.
As a note, her adventures were cooler.
Not that he'll admit it.
Not that he'll admit it.
However, what it can do is it can make him more determined to go out adventuring and do cool shit.
Yes.
All I was picturing was that someone bet him that he wouldn't be able to go sleep with the girl.
Adin is not Barney.
Okay, so it sounds like it was an adventurer, which is awesome. That means I can have her show up again later.
No, of all, I may keep this one in mind too.
Yes.
I do have other character ideas.
Yeah. It sets up the possibility of switching in and out. Let's see. Has everybody had one turn for each of their characters?
I believe.
Yeah,
so.
Darvan's turn again.
Okay, I'll start up at the top. This next one, Darvan goes, okay. You know how I said that I was kind of going around in disguise to, oh no, he didn't say. He was like, so, you all notice that Darvan is wearing different clothes than normal. He's not dressed up as a cleric at the moment. And if any of you point it out, he'll be like, well, I thought it would be interesting to have a set of clothes that would be not quite so obvious that I'm a cleric. You know, kind of disguises can be useful sometimes. However, this is kind of embarrassing to admit. The day that I got the new clothes and changed into them, I then went to... There's this really nice tavern restaurant here that's a little bit fancier, and I've never had a fancy meal like that before. And so I decided, you know, we're practically swimming in gold at the moment. I thought I would go and, you know, try some of these foods that I've never had before. I left my pouch in my other clothes, though, and I didn't realize it until the end of the meal. He holds up his hands and he was like, so many dishes. They couldn't trust me and let me go back to my room and get gold. They made me cover the price of the meal by washing dishes and scrubbing the floors and cleaning the bathroom, and oh my gosh, so many dishes. I never knew how many dishes fancy meals made. Each course has like 7 dishes associated.
Soren's like, yeah.
Inez is like, this is what the glasses are for. So you notice shit.
I left the gold pouch in my other clothes.
Right.
And it didn't
you
feel
noticed
weird because I'm not used to these clothes. In my other outfit, I would have noticed that I didn't have my gold pouch. This one doesn't have a loop where I normally keep the pouch. He's like, ugh, why'd I even tell you?
Soren's like, so how was the meal? I've never had a fancy meal either.
Oh, it was amazing. I think it was almost worth all the wrinkly fingers.
Maybe I should try it at some point.
He then expounds for like 10 minutes about how amazingly delicious this meal was, and Sorin, from the sounds of it, it's like twice as good as the best thing you've made.
Yeah, now he really wants to go.
It sounds like this cook rolled a nat 20 followed by another nat 20 with like a plus 17 to preparing meals.
Yeah.
In this little
Hmm.
town.
Yes.
Because that's not suspicious or anything.
Nope. Not at all.
Nope.
It was amazing.
So what you're saying is Darvan had the that pineapple of food.
Yes. He had the best burger in New York.
So Darvan had the best burger in New York in the small town of Ruinspoke in a fantasy continent.
Yes.
Was it actually a burger?
No, it was like a 4-course meal.
Yeah.
With dragon meat, actually.
He should have said that he helped get that dragon meat.
Yeah, well, they probably wouldn't have believed him since they didn't believe that he had a pouch full of gold either.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Sorin. Are we going around the circle again?
We don't have to go in the same order.
Yeah.
Just whoever wants to go next.
I mean, I can go next if you want.
Sure.
Okay. So this one is the one in which I need to have other things happened. So Sorin was going to ask Inez if she could make him some dragon skin like arm cuffs, because he thought that would be really nice and, you know, kind of make his outfit look cooler.
I imagine
And
that
also added
these ones where people needed other people's help or items, probably you guys had these discussions before everybody split up.
Yeah, but that's what he did. He asked her if she could like make him some dragon cuffs or something like that he could put with his outfit.
Let me roll a craft check, and I have to subtract 3 from it because I have 3 points of alchemy, but it won't have another craft to craft. Does that make sense?
You successfully do that. It's not too hard. Also, they're very pretty, and that's part of why the bartender gave you such good looks.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, hey.
And so, part of the way through the time, he, especially after that incident with Cubla, he was like, you know, I think Darvan can help me. And went over to Darvan and was like, hey, Darvan, can I get your help? I have the ability to do the spell that allows me to speak with animals, but it's only for a limited time. I have these new parts to my outfit. Do you think you could help me dispel it?
Weirdly, when you find Darvan, he's kind of lurking in the shadows of an alleyway, glancing out and looking around warily. So he doesn't hear you come up behind him, and he leaps like 3 feet into the air and yelps in surprise.
Darvan, are you okay?
Fine. Shh, not so loud.
Okay.
Spells?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not avoiding
Are you
people.
sure? Oh. Yeah.
And he's like,
okay.
And he's like, yeah, actually I figured out, I was reading and I learned this cool new spell, heard about it, and figured out how to do it. And he's like, watch this, check this out. And he takes one of the cuffs, and it's a gesture that looks really familiar. It kind of looks like when he draws a blast rune.
Darvan, if you're putting a blast rune on my cuff, help me.
No, this is different runes. Hold on. And he's kind of muttering under his breath as he's moving his finger over the cuff, and it gets kind of embossed with this sigil. And he's like, okay, here, quick, put your spell in there and roll a spellcraft.
Okay. You know, Sorin actually has points in that.
I should probably have Darvan roll that also, since I'm doing weird shit.
Okay. Wow. Oh, no, that's yours. Okay. The first one's actually my roll. I thought Darvan's fail was my fail.
We got the exact same numbers.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. Sadly, my second one doesn't count.
So, Darvan's like, okay, watch this. And he is starting to do the sigil, and he hears something nearby, and he's like, what's that? And he loses his attention for a bit, and the rune fades. And he's like, shit. Hold on just a sec. And he'll try it again. He'll take 5-10 minutes to focus and go, okay, deep breathing. Does it again, this time he succeeds.
Sorin needs to reroll too.
I'll take his second roll as the roll. So Darvan manages to get the sigil in, and you cast the spell upon it, and the spell takes, and since that was actually roll a second time to see if it's a critical success.
Okay. Open it up again. Okay. No.
Okay, so it succeeds, and Darvan inspects it for a minute, and he's like, okay, I'm not sure what spell it is. This is a little bit different than when I was helping Inez do this same kind of thing with Zenra's weapon, because weapons are a little bit easier to do this with. This will last for 2 months. Whatever your spell is will last for 2 months.
Alright.
And we'll have
That's what,
to
another year of our playing.
we'll have to reapply,
Yeah.
redo it.
That's okay.
Every
It's better
couple
than
of months.
having to do the spell, because it only lasts for a few minutes.
So, actually, I'm gonna say a month. Sorry. So
okay.
it will last for a month. And he's like, "What spell is it, anyways?"
Well, after the shenanigans of before, I thought it might be an idea to have an ongoing speak with animals.
Oh, that's He's like, "Wait a minute. The way this is done, it's generic. It's whoever wears it."
Yeah? It isn't specifically me.
He's like, "We should test it. Hold on."
Okay.
He grabs
Here.
Soren's arm and like drags him out through the alleyway. Where's
Oh, geez,
Cubla?
Ow. Jeez. Couldn't wait to see the animal. Darvan.
Darvan's like, "This is really cool. Hold on. Where's Cubla?"
I don't know. Let's get out of town.
Okay,
For a
so
sec,
they walk out of town. It doesn't take too long.
And he goes, okay, fine. Sorin just blows on this whistle.
Okay, Cubla shows up shortly thereafter.
Kubla's like, meow. Meow.
And Darvan's like, he puts on the thing to try it first.
It's a stupid human. Why is he here?
Did you just call me stupid?
Yes, I did. Wait a minute. How are you listening to me?
Darvan's like, it works! Darvan's like, it works, Sorin, it works! And your cat just called me...
Speak cat!
Your cat just called me stupid.
That sounds about right. It is Cubla.
Darvan thinks this is totally awesome that his rune ended up working like that. After a few minutes of listening to Cubla talk, he'll probably gladly hand it over to Sorin, though.
Yeah. So now, Sorin can talk with Cubla.
And Kubla's like, wait, it's on that thing. You can understand me. Hey, guess what?
Oh dear.
Now, this had to have happened after the problem with the town. Because,
Yes.
so... But
That's why I said Sorin did it. I'm kind of doing it in
order
of how they happened, kind of.
Okay. Next would be Inez, if we do the same order we did last time.
Okay. Inez took her remaining dragon scales and made a high priestess outfit.
Okay. I won't even make you roll for it.
Okay. She gets this out, puts it on, and goes, "Ha! I have faith!"
Inez, what is that?
Inez is like, well, I mean, it's slowly dawning on me that as an oracle, I really should be better at this whole religion thing. So, I made an outfit.
Don't tell me
It
you're
looks very nice.
You just see Zinra just flying down the bartender, just like strongest thing you have.
2 of them, and keep them coming.
Like, what? I am actually religious, guys. Like, I worship a dragon. It's a thing. I'm not just jumping after dragons because I think it's fun, but it is fun. But, you know.
As a note, Cubla is thinking you're dumb.
Aiden goes over, gives 10 gold to the wench, brings some drinks over.
Inez is like, okay, but whose fake religion saved our butt?
Darvan's like, you know,
Actually, part of it was the actual religion of the druids that
Darvan
saved
goes,
our butts.
Darvan goes, I don't follow a particular deity, so I don't have to worry about the concerns of heresy. But since you do worship a dragon, aren't you at all concerned about making fake dragon religions might come back to bite you in the ass?
It is like, I don't really know. I mean, I know my goddess exists, and I know she chose me, but she wasn't really specific on what she wanted me to do. There's a lot of fire and a lot of laughing, and honestly, my dragon's pretty awesome, but, like, not very specific.
Darvan just kind of gets a weird look, and he's like, maybe it's not fake. Maybe you were inspired, and this will all somehow come true later. Oh, that's nauseating to think about.
Like, I was just trying to scare some
He goes,
kobolds.
I need a
Like,
drink over here,
calm down.
please.
It's like Aiden. Gives you a little more gold. Bring drinks for the table, please.
Hey,
Ines, you really need to put the armband on and hear what Cubla's talking about you. Or actually, no, you
roll
don't.
her eyes at people. It's not like I can't see the cat doing that. Right. I don't need the stereophonics. But I was also thinking that if I had a high priestess costume, that if we ran into any more kobolds, we could all send them to worship at the temple we made, because that might be easier than fighting them.
True.
But if
Speaking of, at that moment, let's
Darvan.
have a cut over to the temple. And this is partially a flashback, and partially just a current events thing. So-and-so has been spending his time at the temple with friendly kobold friend
Dumb
number one.
friendly kobold friend dumb shit.
Number one. And he has been thinking and considering things while they've been cleaning up this tower, shoring up the walls, making some repairs and so on and so forth. And a couple days ago, he went out to the town disguised to track down Sorin. And basically, he told him, I need to talk to you privately and personally. Can you come meet me at the temple?
Sure. I'll head out there.
So you guys go out there and end up there. And sorry, Michelle, I'm just taking over so-and-so.
Fine.
Well, after sending friendly kobold friend number one out on some meaningless chores to get him out of the way, so-and-so turns to Sorin and he goes, Sorin, my love, I've been thinking. I'm not helping you or your party. In fact, the last week, few encounters, where we've been facing off with people, I've been a detriment. If anybody in town had realized that I was with you guys, I don't think you would have gotten nearly the same interaction.
Soren's like, I know how you feel. They knew what I was. We probably wouldn't have gotten the same
Yes, but
reaction as well.
It's a lot harder to hide me than it is you.
A kobold.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking that this has possibility. This thing that you guys started.
It does.
A kobold. It is the kobold relocation program.
And I'm thinking that I could do you and your group a lot more good by staying here. Because this dumb shit, he's gonna get distracted and totally forget what's going on without somebody keeping him on track.
Yeah.
But I might be able to contact the other groups in the area And between me and dumb shit, kind of start convincing them and turning their minds away from doing dumb shit stuff. And we might not stay here because this is really close to the city. We'll probably finish fixing up this temple and leave it here as a shrine. Maybe a memoriam kind of thing, or a place where people pilgrimage to, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think I can do a lot more good if I stay here. I hate...
So-and-so is going to...
So-and-so's breaking up with Sorin.
No, he's like, I hate to. I want to keep traveling with you, but you keep getting stronger, and I'm not.
It's a long distance relationship now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, I decided that rather than let so-and-so eventually get killed when y'all out-level him by a lot, and you're facing things that can kill him, he is going to go off and kind of watch over this religion and see if he can nurture it into being something useful.
It means that should someone lose their character, they have a chance to make a player character so-and-so.
That is always a possibility in the future.
A kobold race, so... Should that ever happen?
Yup.
That just gives Michelle a backup character.
I already have a backup character.
It's the bard.
That bard.
Yeah,
I'd say I'd probably be the backup so-and-so.
Yup.
Because, you know, if Sorin dies, so-and-so is going to avenge him.
It's true.
Okay, so
I
that
love my backup character, but y'all don't know what would hit you with that one.
Anyways, so that takes care of so-and-so. You had your touching moment.
Yep.
Maybe you had a final one-night stand.
Yeah, maybe I had a one-night stand going on there, too.
That night you spent the
That
night...
was a little bit more than a one-night stand, though.
You spent the night in the temple, doing very
worshipping.
serious religious worshipping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
We're like, sorry, friendly kobold number one.
This
We
is
have serious religious worship that we need to be alone for.
It's the inner circle. Only those are allowed. Closed door. Okay, so who is next?
Hey, Ari.
Yes.
One little distance of Aiden's one night stand.
Okay.
He considers it a one night stand.
She
She's
doesn't.
madly in love.
Oh. Love at first sight.
So if he dies, she'll join on a quest of revenge.
Did you just make your own backup character?
I may have.
Alright, so I'll keep that in mind.
A lot of people have backup characters now.
If you want that to be a backup character, I need at least a basic concept.
Will do.
Because she may show up again in the future.
I'll get to work on that.
Yeah.
Well, this is my monk idea, because that's a different idea entirely. I've wanted to play a fighter.
You've also discussed Ranger before, too.
Yeah.
And rogue.
Let's see. So, who did I set? I cut into somebody's story
Inez.
to do a flashback.
Yeah, Inez was doing her priestess discussion.
That's right. That's why I did the
And that's
flashback.
why we hit so-and-so.
It's okay.
We transferred to the temple. Now, whoomp back into current time.
Resume time.
And it's just like, look, I'm not saying this is a great idea, but at least it lends me some credibility if I ever have to pull this stunt again. And bonus, I actually am an oracle. I just really like fire and building shit.
Sorin,
Also, does anyone else know that so-and-so is leaving the party for now?
you're the one to tell him. You're the only one who
Oh, yeah.
knows.
Soren's like, thinking of the dragon worshipping cult thing.
so and so's going to be
So and so
in charge of it.
Not traveling with us anymore. He's coming. He's going to stay here and act as head kobold in charge. Because the friendly kobold #1 is so focused.
Darvan blinks and
It
he's
was
like,
very easy to distract him, Sorin says while blushing furiously.
Darvan kind of blinks a couple times and he's like, Are you okay with that?
Yeah, he seems happier this way. It gives him a possible future that he didn't have previously. So
We can come back from time to time to visit too.
that's what I'm hoping, yeah.
Darvan actually seems genuinely concerned. He's worried about you. He's hoping that it's a peaceful parting and that nobody's heart is getting broken.
It's like,
Well, I guess if we have advanced knowledge of needing to pull shenanigans like that again, your robe is very well made and it should help with convincing. I didn't know you were so good at sewing.
Oh crap! I
What?
just looked at my skills. Remember when I rolled that knowledge arcana and gave it like a +5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a +8.
I figured it was going to be pretty high.
I hit a 20.
Is there anything else you would like to add to your story?
Inez is like fine, since everybody wants to since my new outfit gives everybody the urge to drink. Someone else talk about stuff.
I wasn't drinking. I thought it was cool. Looks very nice.
It kind of it looks a little bit like the mermaid scale fabric that's so popular right now, where one side is one color and the other side's the other color. It has like an undertinge of pink.
Thank you.
It's kind of cool because it's black with like pink edges.
Guys,
Aiden, you might be a little bit jealous of it because it looks amazing.
Guys,
Yeah?
so-and-so's leaving us, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to raise a toast to our kobold who has helped us so long.
Darvan kind of nods and raises his glass out. I agree.
And Soren's like, of course.
We should make sure he has everything he needs before we go.
Yeah, I can give him some meat and spices and food and stuff, and
Darvan goes, I have a ton of gold that I'm not using. But I
stay
haven't found
longer.
anything to
Maybe
buy.
I'll make sure that he doesn't have anything else he needs.
So, I figure you guys will kind of make a series of gifts for him.
Yeah. Even Cubla begrudgingly gives him a gift.
A hairball?
No, actually, she had been like, Sorin, Human has caught a spider somehow. Need a bottle. Need a bottle. Need a bottle. Need a bottle.
It's like, quick,
Can
it's
you give
still
me that
moving.
bottle there?
It's like, quick, it's still moving.
Can I have that bottle?
Have the bottle.
Put spider in bottle. Puts lid on. Happy now? Meow.
So will also have a spider in a bottle.
Yes.
That's actually kind of a thoughtful gift for so-and-so.
It is.
So he will end up with a whole pile of things from the group, all kinds of things that he might need. Darvan suggests that maybe Inez make so-and-so a headdress or something out of some of the dragon skin. that's
Okay.
very convincing and looks leader-ish.
So, yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay,
Lena.
Zenra, what other neat things have you been doing?
Helped out around the smithy to try to, improve my weapon.
That makes sense.
And how'd it go?
It went.
I think it depends on how the smithy did.
Yeah.
Let's see. When you go to the blacksmith, he looked up at you thoughtfully and was like, "Hand it over. Let me take a look." And he'll take it and inspect it and go, "That's pretty well made. I might be able to make an improvement or two." He'll look at you thoughtfully for a minute. Cost you 60 gold.
How about we work that down a little bit and I just help out around?
If you help out here for 2 days, I'll drop it down to 20.
Deal.
So he takes advantage of you, and you have 2 days hard work. But at the end of it, he has made some improvements to your hammer, and you can add. Roll me a chance die. Just a d20. Add +1 to your damage and your attack rolls. Plus, he adds a new grip to the hammer that can look as cool as you want it to look. So it's getting pretty awesome. It's got this big ol' rune on it. It's gotten more. It's gotten stronger. It's been rehandled.
Earthbreakers aren't the most balanced weapons.
So it's getting there. It's getting better.
What you're saying is we might have a masterwork Earthbreaker on hand?
Sure.
I'm looking to see what it actually does to it.
I think it's a plus. Either a +1 or a +2. Let me look. Dun, dun.
+1.
Actually, yeah, it's better than a masterwork because the +1 enhancement bonus on masterwork is only on attack rolls.
But we have like a blacksmithing wizard there or something. Wizard as in wizard like Inigo is a wizard sword play.
Yeah.
Play.
So he's basically made your hammer into a masterwork level hammer. And he seems impressed by you at the end of the couple days, and he's like, "You do good work. If you ever get tired of adventuring, and you want to settle down and try your hand at a trade, come back. I could use a partner."
We'll see what can be done.
So everybody's kind of impressed with your new weapon. They're like, "Whoa." All sorts of improvements to it. I would say that the handle could even be covered with dragon skin if you wanted it to look even cooler.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Hello?
Let's see. Cubla, is it your turn?
I think so.
Okay.
So, after being basically told not to go into the town because they don't like her anymore, and she's really pissed about that.
And now she can tell Sorin that she's pissed.
Yeah, she was very loud about that. He's like, go out in the woods. You like the woods. Go do stuff. And she's like, fine. And so she practices being sneaky and hunting and stuff.
Died on me.
And ended up like sneaking up behind the rabbit and basically going meow, and the rabbit like jumped up and boom, gone. She also spent some time hunting, but it's like, okay, if I'm gonna do stuff, I'm gonna practice being sneaky. And she hunts for a while, eats berries, things that she does not eat, and ends up running into some mushrooms and is like, sniff, sniff, nom. Mom wants to try on. Nom. Bleh. Why does my human think these are cool? They're disgusting. Why does he like these? And so she does not think much of mushrooms. Give me a sec.
The wind it blows.
Yep, I'm getting there. Alright.
I can't hear Ari.
She's not in yet.
Okay, I return.
I hear an Ari.
Rolled the chance die for you.
Let me roll. I'm actually gonna...
You're rolling to see if Cubla just got poisoned.
Yep, probably.
Okay. Cubla did not find one of the hallucinogenic mushrooms.
That would have been really funny.
She sniffed at one and decided that one smelled weird and went on to a different one. So it was just a normal mushroom.
She also spat it out.
Yep. She's like, not sure what the draw appeal is on of these.
Yeah. In fact, she's letting Sword know this again at the table, going, why do you think these things are good? They're disgusting. And he's like, Cubla, I don't eat mushrooms.
He's like, you've already told me this.
Mm-hmm.
3 times. I can
wow,
see
they're still gross.
I can see him at one point sighing in an exasperation, taking the leather cuff off and slamming it down on the table.
Yeah, hey, listen again.
Aiden grabs the cuff and tries it on.
And as soon as he does
He gets it in the middle of the story.
I imagine...
I ate the mushroom and it was gross, and I don't know why you think they're good, human. They're just gross.
You... What? Oh,
What?
you,
What?
Why can I understand you again?
They put on the cuff. Silly human. You put the cuff on. The cuff lets you talk. I don't know why, but it does.
Darvan's
Because
like,
even dumb human could put it on and talk to me.
Darvan's like, it's something I helped Sorin with.
Darvan, Cubla just called you dumb.
Again? Sorin!
I don't control what Cubla calls you!
Takes off the cup, places on Sorin's head.
It looks wonderful there, thanks.
Somebody walking past winks at Sorin and goes, actually, it doesn't look too bad. Of course,
Is
it could
the
be
barkeeper again? The
Probably.
bartender.
Sure. He's like,
Like,
it's the person wearing it that makes it look good rather than the other way around, though.
Sorin's like, please go. It's like, just thinking, please go away. They're gonna guess what you are.
Darvan,
Aiden's already smiling.
And he's just like, I'm never gonna live this down.
okay, who's left that hasn't told their second story?
Aiden.
Aiden, that's right. Aiden!
So,
I
can imagine Sorin being like, let's change the subject! Aiden, what happened to you?
Aiden, what did you do? What else were you up to?
testing, 1, 2, 3.
I can hear you.
Yep. We're good.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Aiden. Like, well, we have. I found in my days at the Red Dragon Inn a gentleman who was skilled with a whip. And I asked him to teach me. And
Darvan raises an eyebrow.
I like whips, they're flashy.
And he's like, in battle, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
With this group,
Shut up!
I wasn't sure.
Shut up!
So like, yes.
You see a spark on the edge of Aiden's finger aimed at Darvan as he continues the story.
I'm just, with this group, I don't know.
You mean since to be fair, we do have our druid sleeping with the... Yeah.
I'm not even going there?
I'm not going to say it in the Red Dragon Inn.
I don't know, I think they've heard worse.
Do you want your reputation damaged?
What reputation?
So, I trained with him, and he taught me some of the basics of using a whip and how to actually kill people with a whip. Harder than it sounds. But to go with that, I didn't want to keep using a spell to turn my scarf into a whip. He actually uses that spell right now to turn it into a whip.
Oh, dangerous scarf, okay.
Hey, Cubla, string!
Meow! Tries to grab.
Puts it back around his neck.
Meow! Continues trying to grab. Wants to play with it so bad.
Pats on the head.
Meow.
The wench strides past. Is that the cat that made all the damage in the market?
Meow. Hide. It's like... Hide behind Sorin.
She kind of gives a Cubla look of, I'm watching you, and continues on past.
But
Ears very definitely flat.
so that I didn't have to keep using my spells to create a whip, I decided to have a whip made. And
That's
so,
smart, Darvan says.
because I only can use a spell so many times a day.
That's why I now have a arm cuff that lets me talk with Cubla.
Which may or may not be a good thing.
Yeah.
This may have been a deadly mistake.
It is right up there with the whistle that only Sorin can hear.
But so, can Aiden have had it made out of dragon skin?
Sure.
And what will that have cost him?
It depends. You could have given the craft master, some more of it in payment. If you give him enough of the dragon's skin to make 2 whips, he will give you yours for 25 gold.
And he'll do that.
Because he can probably sell the other one for like 500 if he can find the right market. And it's actually pretty easy for him to make. It's a well done whip.
Normal whip damage.
When you use it, roll a chance die. Actually,
Okay.
no. When you use it, it will deal fire damage. Oh no, this was a black dragon. Acid damage. Yeah.
So 1d3 plus some acid damage, or just 1d3 acid damage?
1d3 acid damage.
Okay.
And does it also have the pink undertone?
Yes.
I'm just going to call it a black dragon whip in that case.
Okay.
With acid. Which at this point now, Aiden's going to see if he can give a whip of all dragon types.
Gotta collect them all. Have a complete fashion set.
Which you also know, which you can actually see him wearing the whip around like his shoulder or something.
Or a belt. It could make a rather attractive belt.
Okay. An attractive second belt so that he doesn't have to take his belt off to use the whip.
Yep. It's one of those fashion belts that has it doesn't actually do anything. It just rests on your hips and looks cool.
And that sounds exactly like what Aid would do. The guy, by appearance, is vain, and by act is kind of vain.
Darvan looks at it and he's like, it looks well made. I think you got a good artisan.
Why do we live? Why are we currently in a town full of master craftsmen? How do this many master craftsmen?
It's a fairly decently large town.
From what I've heard, the smith that Saerenrae went to, let me roll up something here.
Knowledge local.
Kind of wrong to see how well known the smith is in the general area.
He's known for probably he's the best smith within a week ride.
But that smith that Saerenrae went to, from what I've heard from the locals, is the best smith within a week's riding.
Wow.
And that hammer says, Nick can prove that. It's just looking at it.
Tuanek has been able to attract craftspeople better than he has adventurers.
And taking care of
Probably
the
a nice town too.
bandit problem will help them with that more.
Yeah,
And
it'll make
once
it
you've
even...
gotten, once you get a reputation for crafting, you really don't have to be in a big town. So I guess they're just like, hey, let's move out to the middle of nowhere so we have space.
Yeah. At this point, I know several people have a third thing. Darvan does.
Yeah.
He goes, something really interesting happened, actually. I've been noticing... Okay, so I almost got hit the other day by a flower pot somebody knocked off a window. And I was running through an alleyway and got missed being hit with a horse by like 2 seconds. So, somebody's horse had gotten away from... And all these things kept happening, and it was weird how close they all were. And I don't know.
What speed is this? I'm curious.
Defiant luck. So he's telling you about all these things that almost happened, and that I don't know, it feels weird, like he's kind of lucky or something. And basically...
Darvan, this is a boring story. Things almost happened, but they didn't.
Well, it's a good thing because a lot of them would have hurt.
I'm aware.
He grumbles and folds his arm and stops talking. So basically what had happened is he has now gotten the feat Defiant Luck, which is kind of cool. Once per day, after you roll a natural 1 on a saving throw or a critical hit is confirmed against you, you can either re-roll the saving throw or force the creature that confirmed the critical hit against you to re-roll the critical confirmation roll.
Cool.
Basically, it's like, nope, I don't think you hit me. I thought that one was neat. So, that's what he's got now. After this, all of his feats are going to be boring. It's going to be channeling feats. But I wanted something different. So, he's kind of gotten huffy and he drinks from his drink. Irritated that Adin interrupted his story.
Did you have anything else to say?
No. That's it. I just felt really lucky.
Well, that's
glad to hear that.
good. I mean, there's not really another healer, so if something happened to you, you would have been relying on my healing.
I told you I got better at healing, right?
Fairly good.
Yes.
Yes.
Glad to know somebody
Darvan,
knows that you need me. Grumble, grumble.
Yes.
Darvan, you said that, and it sounded like there was something hidden there.
What?
And just because I'm saying this, it sounded suspicious.
What sounded suspicious?
Can Aiden tell he's hiding something when he says, I learned to heal better?
Yes.
Aiden just tilts his head to the side. And...
looks at him.
Mm-hmm.
What? You're staring
Nothing.
at me. Stop it. Anybody else have a third?
My two do.
Okay.
I really like one of mine. After spending time in the town and ending up having some terrible luck with his diplomacy and learning and stuff, he's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go back to the woods because I am clearly not cut out for social skills. What?
You intro bot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that he's
But-
deciding to go into the woods because he's...
Adam?
To the woods. I'm gonna
Okay.
disconnect for a sec.
Testing.
Hello?
Testing.
Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Because everything's going up a little bit, but
Dang, that's a lot of hit points that I didn't see that message until just right now.
So Sorin gets angry at the social life and decides that, you know, I'm an antisocial person, let's go out in the woods.
Also, he had to spend a couple days cleaning, and
Yeah,
That's
he is
enough
so
of-
done with town.
that's enough with people for a while.
Yeah, he's tired of people right now, so he goes out in the woods.
Into
And
the
so
woods,
he's like, let me do.
and out of the woods.
He's like, I'm gonna do what I'm good at, and goes, you know, hunting, gathering, that sort of thing.
Cooking.
And then he realizes, oh yeah, Inez, materials. And so, while he's out in the woods, he
Well,
is looking for Inez's items that she has told him about. I
he
rolled a survival
finds
check.
a shit ton of stuff.
He puts it in his bag as he finds it. And so he's like, Inez, you got me Cubla and ice and presents, so plop there. He gives her a
Foot.
bag.
Just a bag full of stuff. Most of which looks like it'll be useful. Between all of this, there's probably enough this stuff here, along with what you already have, to make probably 2 more of your potions with no cost. And if you buy a couple of other materials, you can probably make 5. How much are the potions normally?
10 apiece.
You can make 5 potions for the cost of 15 gold.
Michelle is here, right?
Maybe not.
Michelle, Will, can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Did Michelle say she was leaving for some reason?
I don't know, but I'll type it into the
I can just picture it. Thud.
Honk. Bag o' material. And of course he's going hunting too, so he goes and probably has reasonable luck. And so he's like, I have some extra food and furs, and so he's like, here, he sells some of it, gives some of it away.
so on and so forth.
Yeah. Dries a bunch of it so that they have some more food. And of course goes and gets whatever Cubla had gotten earlier. After she was like, Human, I have things for you.
It's
They're
pro.
like,
I'm gonna say
okay.
there is 1 dead rabbit,
Mm-hmm.
3 dead mice, one of them half eaten, 1 slobbery mushroom, and
Is it the one she spit out?
yes, 12 pine cones.
Cubla, you have such great things. Thanks.
Yeah.
She also sat and stared at you and, like, nudged the mouse toward you and is like, are you gonna eat it? Or, because you're way too skinny, human.
Cubla, I don't eat raw meat.
Stares at you.
Aw.
Oh,
Cubla.
Michelle, did I just hear you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I fell asleep for a minute.
It's okay.
Long day.
Sorin,
You just missed Sorin
Sorin
going
got stuff for you.
donk.
Giant
Ooh,
bag of
yay.
stuff. Between the materials you already have and the materials in the bag, you can either make 2 potions with no cost, and were your potions 10 gold each?
I think so. I'll have to look it up again.
Well, you can make 5 potions for the cost of 15 gold.
Okay, cool.
Total 5?
Total 5.
Why is there echo?
And
Probably from
then
Michelle.
then you missed hearing the delightful gift things that
Cubla kept for Sorin.
Cubla gathered for Sorin. Some were useful, some were 12 pine cones and a slobbery mushroom with a bite out of it.
And a
half-eaten
half-eaten mouse
mouse.
that she's like, hey, eat this. Eat this, you're too skinny, human.
Baby.
And Sorin's like,
And-
"Dang."
And a large chunk of dog fur.
Oh.
What's with the fur?
Innocent Cubla look.
Cubla? Cubla, what's with the fur?
Innocent Cubla look.
Cubla?
Meow.
Cubla, I know I can understand you. What's with the fur?
Meow.
Is Cubla literally saying meow?
Yes.
Yeah, in like the most innocent tone she can.
Meow. 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 Brr.
Cubla, stop.
I love you.
Actually, it's like, Cubla, will you tell me? While yelling, Cubla manages to pick up the half-eaten mouse in one paw and shove it in Sorin's mouth.
He's like, seriously.
Well, 1d2.
Bound off.
Helping, kitten, helping.
What other third stories do we have? If
Does
there's
Ines
any.
have one?
I don't really think so. Because if Inez made all the shit that she made over this time, she was really...
Yeah. That was pretty
Does
much
Ines
of
have
the
a
week.
third
Did Cubla have a third?
Yes, but I have to have a sec, so does Aiden have a third?
Well, I was interested by one of the spells Darvan was using a while. I was fascinated by one of the spells Darvan used a couple weeks ago.
Which one?
Your shield spell.
Oh, yes.
So I decided to see if I could replicate it.
Oh?
And through my efforts, I created my own shield spell.
Neat.
Congrats!
It's not as effective as a shield as yours, but
I
I'm able to make it.
Defense is one of my domains.
I can detonate the shield to cause a burst of lightning around me.
So it's a combination of Darvan's shield spell and his blast rune.
Yes, placed on. I believe I can only cast it on Adin himself. And even if I can cast on others, he will only use it on. Yeah, it's only himself. Even if it wasn't others, he'd pretty much only use it on himself because it hits the person with the shield, and since he has lightning resistance 10, he's fine.
That sounds useful.
And the best part for it, it's a free action to detonate.
Cool.
You just cut. What was that?
Something about a free
It's
action?
a free action to detonate.
Okay.
To detonate the shield, it's a free action.
Alright.
Look, I created my own shield spell, Darvan, based on your spell.
Glad to be an inspiration? Cubla, you ready?
I also taught myself
Yes.
how to do this, and he casts Blur on himself.
What does blur do?
In effect, it's a 20% miss chance on all attacks, but visually...
It looks like you start vibrating.
Visually, I'm a blurry... You can see the outline of me.
So you hear somebody from the next table over look around and he's like, "Oh, I think I drank too much."
Meh, 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 meh. Puts paw on Aiden. Lifts paw. Puts paw back on. Lifts paw. Puts paw back up. Meow.
Ta-da.
Meow. 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 Meow.
I used the spell I didn't put any practice into my other spell, but for some reason I can shoot a very powerful bolt of lightning at a target.
Awesome.
You know my usual bolts of lightning?
You
Yeah, this
mean
one
your
is-
spark lines?
Yeah. Based on my tests with it, this one deals 4 times as much. Is 4 times as powerful.
Wow.
That's impressive.
So
Cubla, what's your third thing?
Okay, so after Cubla bounds away from Sorin, she travels around the area.
In the woods. She's banished
Yeah.
from the town.
Yeah, she is no longer welcome in the town, so she's like, okay, fine. And she doesn't want to be around Sorin because he's just going to, yell at her because she stuck a mouse in his mouth and ran off. So she's like, okay, fine. So she goes deep into the woods and ends up running into this like camp area, and she's like, And out comes this person who's dressed a little bit like Sorin. She's like, oh, hello there. You're not from around here. Snow leopards aren't in forests. And she's like, Meh. I'm here because of my woman. And what he doesn't understand, but he's like, well, I know you're probably with someone. From the looks of it, probably a druid. And
then she's like,
so
meow! Ding, ding, ding.
Like nods. Yes, that is my human. I love my human, even if my human does not love me right now. And so the druid's like, well, if you're here anyway, and he walks back into his tent. And he comes out with this brush. He's like, here, come over here. And she can see lurking off in the a few feet away. There's another feline cat, companion, and he's like, come over here. And she's like, okay. Weird person is motioned me. Okay, fine. I'm gonna come over. And he settles down to groom Cubla with the brush. And originally she was like, no, don't like, do not like, do not want, do not like, do not want.
First
But
standing on
over time,
end,
she's
hissing.
She's like, no, calm down. That does the whole handle animals thing.
And
Druids are so good at
I'm gonna say that he's even better than Sorin. Probably
Yeah.
has
more practice.
somewhere around 8 more ranks in it than he does.
And he's like, calm down. And she ends up really liking that, and it feels wonderful.
His animal companion is a
really likes
lynx.
Yes. The druid has the lynx.
So he
And
knows all about dealing with really thick fur.
and irritable cats. And she's like, ooh, do you like the strange petting? This is very strange petting.
It's like, what is this
But I like
called? And the lynx.
What is it called?
The lynx kind of purrs and is like, brushies.
And she's like, ooh, I like brushies. Brushies are good. And so once she runs in the sword, and she's like, woman, I want to have brushies. And he's like,
What?
what? And he's like, what? And she's like, there was this really nice woman person who did this really cool petting thing with a object, and the cat told me it was called brushies.
They had
And
a
he's like-
they had a prickles on a wood stick thing. You need
And
to
he's
get
like-
a prickles on a wood stick thing.
Wait, can you go back? You did what now?
It's like, keep up, woman. Do you want to become the dumb woman?
I kind of thought I was the dumb woman, but
No.
I was like,
You
no,
you
dumb
are
woman.
a dumb woman, but you are not
No,
dumb
you
woman.
are my dumb woman. Not the dumb woman. He's like, okay. And taking Cubla into town on the leash, and is like, well, point out what the person was using.
And the first you come to one, it's a decent brush, kind of a cheap one.
He's like, is it this one? No.
And Kubla's like, and it's like, try it, and brushes her, and
He's like,
Kubla's like, no,
"Do you
bat out of hand.
mind?" To the shopkeeper. Do you mind if I try out the brush on my companion here?
Just a couple times, not too many.
Tries out.
Bat! No.
Ow, Cubla, jeez. Puts the brush back. Apparently a no. Comes across another one. It's a little nicer. It's like, is it this one?
Tries it.
Tries. Like, no.
It's like 2 brushes, and then it's like, bat! No.
Ow. Okay, fine. What brush?
I imagine Cubla goes through the entire market and finds the most expensive brush in existence. It's like premium wood inlaid with gold. And it's like, this
How
one...
expensive. As a note, I looked it up, and a normal brush is like 2 silver pieces.
10 gold.
He's like, jeez, Cubla.
It's like, this one.
But
This one!
But
This one!
that
This one.
it's expensive.
Do you want to find a mouse in your mouth every morning for the next year?
I would like to buy this brush.
And then Sorin found out he got to spend the rest of the day doing brushies. It's like, okay, it's good, I think no. More. But we've been doing this for 3 hours. No.
Want
More.
more brushies.
My arm's getting to... Switch arms. In fact, Sorin's arms...
He's telling the story to them.
Sorin's
about
arms
the-
are still sore at this point.
It's like, yeah, I had to sit and brush Cubla for like 5 hours. She wouldn't let me stop.
Cubla, like, nudges Sorin's knee. Speaking of...
Takes the wristband off.
Does anybody else have any other stories?
I had something I wanted to say, but I will remember it in a minute here. If I think of it, I'll message you tomorrow.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything I wanted to add. Cubla, while you were with the other druid, you sat and visited with the lynx for a while. And the lynx said that her human was here because they were investigating some reports on animal spirits nearby.
And she's like, nudge, nudge. I'm not giving you more brushies. Nudges more intently. Cubla, I'm not brushing you more. Nudges intently. Fine.
Adin, you would have heard rumor well, let me think. The whip maker would have told you that there was a group that headed out before all the problems with the kobolds, which was kind of frustrating to Tuanek because that was the best adventuring group they had, and he would have loved to have them a little bit later to deal with, you know, trying to find out what was going on. But they had heard of, give me just a second. I gotta go look this up real quick. So, Cubla can continue nudging Sorin while I look up exactly what I'm saying.
Continuing to insistently nudge. And he's continuing to be like, Cubla, I'm not brushing you more. You have enough brushing. Meow. 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 Meow.
So what are you saying is cat spoiled to all hell?
What?
Cat spoiled to all hell?
Pretty much.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Okay. Adin, while the craftsman was working on the whip, he would have told you about this group that had headed out to seek treasure. They were
Leather worker.
Leather worker.
That's what
That's a
what
good
we
word.
made a whip.
Um,
I've been thinking of this entire time. Sorry.
he would have told you that he had made a different whip for one of the adventurers who had gone out, but he's never returned to pick it up. They were going after some treasure that they had found. It was rumored that it was protected by possessive spirits. Zenra, you probably would have heard a similar thing from the smith, the blacksmith.
Master Smith.
Sorin, you asked around about mushroom spirits at one point, and nobody had heard of mushroom. Everybody looked at you weirdly. There was one little old lady that told you she's never heard of mushroom spirits, but there is a stone set of caves with she think it was called the Heart of something stone, and she heard that there were maybe animal spirits associated with that. Inez, you were busy making shit. You didn't hear nothing.
Yeah, I was really busy making shit.
And Darvan was spending his time hiding from people who wanted healed and washing dishes. So
he didn't hear anything.
He didn't hear anything either. But if you guys compare everything,
bring up this information at the table.
When you guys compare all of that, you have a general direction you can go where apparently some place is having issues with animal spirits. And if that's all the stories everybody has to share of what they did, that sounds like a good place to leave off.
I think it's a good place to leave off. Because we also need to we'll call his units, and it's getting late.
Okay, I am turning off the recording.